Hello, my name is Idunn Frostfall. Today I'm going to be talking a little bit about myself. I live here in Ontario, Canada with my family, but we didn't always live here. Actually, we lived in Manitoba, but I don't remember much of living there because when I was around 1, we moved to Ontario mainly so that we could go to a private school. But we didn't stay in the same place for long because we got a small place, and not long after moving there, then my sister was born, so then we had to move to another place, but thankfully that was closer to the private school, so it worked out right. When I turned 5, that's when I started attending the school. Unfortunately, I was the only kid in kindergarten, so there was no other kids my age, just around my age. So I ended up making friends with the only girl in grade 1 who was close enough to my age. So I think my favorite thing in school was arts and crafts with our gym teacher. We did a lot of fun stuff like sewing, we made teddy bears, we made paper cubes. It was a lot of fun. We didn't have any problems with bullying at the school, but I do remember one time when the 9th graders from out of town, during recess, they made an igloo, but they didn't let anybody inside it, and I actually went inside that igloo, and they scared me out. And thankfully, my wonderful older brother, he was 6 at the time, after telling his teacher, he went up to them and said if he continued doing that, they'd get in trouble with their teachers. But after 1 year of attending the school, my parents wanted to switch to homeschooling, and around the same time, my second brother was born, and we were really running out of space. We need a place to do schooling, but then we also need a bedroom for our new brother. So we have to move again to another house, and thankfully we haven't moved since then. It's a nice big place. It's out in the country. We live next to a river, so usually in springtime we do have a problem with flooding, but the water usually never really reaches us. The climate around here it's pretty nice. I mean, sometimes we do get wet winters, and wet winters, they're not nice. But, but not all the time. The summers are usually kind of hot and humid. We don't get, dry heat summers, but, we survive. Now, other than school and moving from different places, maybe you'd like to know a little bit about what I like to do. Well, actually, I first liked doing gardening, but I got tired of that pretty fast. I was tired of constantly just having to sit there pulling up weeds and just sitting in the scorching sun for hours. I didn't like it. So then I moved on to baking. That was pretty fun while it lasted. I baked a lot of stuff. I remember I especially made almond bread a lot because my mom really liked it. But after a while, I got kind of tired of it. I realized, when my mom said I didn't make almond bread, I was like, oh, okay. So then I realized I wasn't liking it too much. But I did find my favorite hobby after we watched the old movie, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Now, I should mention, before that, I always had in me to create little stories, but I never wrote them down, and I hardly ever told anyone until I watched that film. After I watched that film, I got this little seed idea for a story in my head, and just grew and grew and grew until it was late at night. It was after bedtime. I was like, that's it. I grabbed a pencil, a flashlight, and some paper, and just started writing. And then I ended up writing this story, not all in one night. It took me a month or two to finish it. But I ended up writing this story about this girl who shrinks and meets these fairy folk called seasoned folk, and they have to fight this evil cat. So after I wrote it, I read it to my family, And then my dad sent it to my grandparents, and then they really liked it. My whole family liked it, and like I was so like, oh my gosh, I really like doing this. And my grandparents, even after I wrote several other stories, including a sequel to that story, they took those stories and put them in a hardcover book and gave it to me on my birthday. It was like best birthday ever. Currently, I'm still writing stories. I'm even working my way up to writing a novel. I don't get as much praise anymore from my family as I used to because they're not writers and not as big as readers as I am. So they're kind of like, oh, it's not bad, Idunn. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, but I'm not giving up. I'm still doing it. It's my dream to become a novelist. So other than writing, I do love to read. I love the Warrior Cat series, Wings of Fire, Lord of the Rings. Those books, those are good. I'm also a Marvel fan. I especially love the Thor series. Really good series. I also like the movies like Mission Impossible and Snow White and the Huntsman. So I also like doing like outdoor activities, especially hiking. It really helps clear my head after like a tough day. I also like canoeing, though I haven't done it much, but that's when my fear comes in. I actually have this fear of dark water. It sounds a little weird, but it's true. I think it happened after I learned about sea monsters, because I was kind of all into it. I was like, hey, Mom, the Loch Ness Monster, can you show me a video of it? And I don't know, I think after that I just got scared of dark water, and I kind of haven't gotten over it. And there's the fact that I can't swim, so it makes it kind of extra scary, I guess. So I guess that's a little summary about myself. I mean, there you have it. I'm a writer. I've moved to several places. I'm homeschooled. I have a fear of dark water. I used to like baking. It's a little bit of a summary, huh? Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you in my next video. I'm Idunn Frostfall. Thanks for watching.